Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sewing Simplicity Kids pattern 9296. I'm going to be sewing it in a size 6 for my niece. I thought this was a great pattern for Christmas to sew up for a niece or a daughter. So I've already gone and cut out my pattern pieces, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to sew down the bottom hem of the sleeves. So you're going to fold over the bottom hem halfway of the seam allowance, and then you're going to fold it over again the rest of the seam allowance. You're going to press it down, pin it, and then you're going to go to your sewing machine and sew it down in place. Next, we're going to take our seam binding and we're going to measure 1 3/8 inches up from the bottom of the hem, and we're going to mark a straight line across the sleeve. Once you've marked your line, you're going to take that seam binding, and along the bottom edge, you're going to pin your seam binding in place. Then you're going to repeat this process with your other sleeve. Then you're going to take both sleeves to the sewing machine, and along both edges, you're going to sew down. This is going to create a casing for you to insert your elastic. Now you're going to cut your elastic. You're going to be cutting 2 pieces, one for each sleeve. You're going to be measuring the circumference of your child's wrist, and then you're going to add 1 inch for seam allowance. You're going to insert it into the casing you just created, and then you're going to sew down each edge to keep the elastic in place. Next, you're going to take your sleeves and you're going to attach them to your front and back bodice. Now along the neckline you just created, you're going to sew down 2 gathering stitches. I find that sewing the front and the back separately makes this a little bit easier. Now you're going to take the neck facing sections that have the inner facing attached to them, and you're going to sew down the side seams. Next, you're going to attach that to your bodice neckline, adjusting the gathers as you go. Make sure you're matching up center front, center back, and the shoulder seams, along with any appropriate markings. Now you're going to sew all those layers together, just being really careful to adjust your gathering as you go to make sure it looks all nice and pretty on your front side of the garment. I personally hate doing gathers, but I'm getting better at it. Next, take your other facing sections for your neckline, and you're going to sew down the side seams. Press under your facing and clip corners. With right sides together, you're going to pin down that facing to the neckline of your bodice, and then go to your sewing machine and sew them together. Cut that seam close to the edge and then clip the curve. Flip the facing to the inside, making sure to tuck in any seam allowance, then pin it down. Slip stitch the facing in place. Now sew along the arm seams and the side seams on both sides. Now finish the garment by doing the bottom hem. Fold up and press into place. Here are the finished pajamas. I seriously love this pattern. It's so fast. It's something that a little girl would love to wear. I know I would have loved to wear this as a little kid. So you have a fully finished neckline, fully encased elastic, so it's really comfortable to wear. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. As always, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like these kinds of videos, give it a thumbs up.